Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia's COVID-19 vaccination strategy has come under scrutiny, including from a cabinet minister, as concerns persist about a lack of access in rural areas even as mega vaccination centres open in the cities. In the past week, reports of elderly vaccine recipients having to make long journeys to get their jabs exposed challenges within the system. In Kelantan, 90-year-old Gan Giok Hiang had a vaccine appointment in Kubang Kerian, some 45 kilometers from her home in Rantau Panjang. She was driven to the vaccination center, at a big health campus, by her neighbour Syed Hassan Syed Bakar, according to a report in the new Straits Times. Mr. Idris Ahmad, a 67-year-old retired school principal, and his wife had to make a journey of almost 2 hours to get their vaccine shots. The couple live in Batu Pahat, but their appointment was at a mega vaccination center, called a PPV, in Johor Baru. The mega PPV approach has raised concerns of overcrowding at such centers. It is also difficult for high-risk and vulnerable groups to make long journeys to these bigger vaccination centers. A non-governmental organization that has launched a campaign to rope in volunteers to drive senior citizens to their vaccination appointments has also raised concerns about the flow of processes at some of the mega PPVs, and about the effectiveness of the outreach for the most vulnerable. She said the government needs to start looking at other ways to execute its vaccination strategy, saying that much of it now caters to the able-bodied, and not to others designated as being in a high-risk group under Malaysia's ongoing Phase 2 vaccinations. One of the more surprising critics of the strategy has been Datuk Seri Redzuan Yusof, a minister in the Prime Minister's department. In an interview with Malaysia Kini, Mr. Redzuan, who claimed to have been sidelined from National Security Council meetings that make decisions on the government's pandemic response, said mega vaccination centres are only for urban areas. Malaysia started opening the mega PPVs in its bid to ramp up vaccination and meet herd immunity targets while dealing with a third COVID-19 lockdown, which will last until the end of the month. The pace of vaccination has picked up since the opening of the centres, with the 7-day average reaching 110,000 doses in the first week of June. The number stood at 124,618 doses on Friday after hitting at least 150,000 a day for 3 days earlier in the week. The National Coordinating Minister for Immunisation, Mr. Khairi Jamaluddin, has said the challenge is to maintain the current vaccination rate before raising it to between 200,000 and 300,000 doses a day from July. Malaysia aims to inoculate its entire adult population by the end of the year. One PPV that started operating at the beginning of June is at the indoor Axiata Arena, near Kuala Lumpur's Bukit Jalil Stadium. It is taking 1,800 appointments a day, and is expected to gradually increase that to around 4,000 a day, its coordinator, Dr. Muhammad Fadli Muhammad Fauzi, said. The Axiata Arena is one of 5 new PPVs in Kuala Lumpur and Selangor. On Monday, a 6th will open at the Mines International Exhibition and Convention Centre, with 4,900 appointments a day, gradually increasing to 8,000 a day. These 6 PPVs could be giving up to 30,000 vaccine shots a day, about 20% of the country's current total, the Immunisation Task Force said on Friday. Mr. Khairi also said the mega PPVs would help boost the vaccination campaign in Selangor, after the state's Sultan Sharifuddin Idris Shah criticised the distribution of the vaccine there. Selangor has received only a little over 600,000 doses out of the 4.2 million distributed nationwide as at Friday. With 6.5 million people, the state accounts for 1/5 of Malaysia's population. So far, 13.75 million people have registered for vaccination, 56% of the country's adult population. Malaysia's two poorest states have the lowest registration rates. Only 22% of Sabah's adult population have registered for the vaccine, while in Kelantan, only 41% of the targeted population have registered. Almost 3 million people, close to 10% of the country's population, have received at least one dose of the vaccine as at Friday, and 1.2 million people have been fully inoculated.